A viewer sent this over, said these guys discussed Tesla Robotaxi, so let's see what they have to say.
So Tesla comes out and reports earnings. And as usual, everyone goes, oh, here we go. This is the big number. And you have 90% of the people that hate Tesla. And then you have 10% that are cultish. And there's really nobody in between. And I can say that as someone who speaks to both groups. And it's very polarizing. It's like anything else. So I only cared about one thing. It's not a car company. The cars are data centers. They're collecting data. So the reason I bring up stage one of AI, when you leave that LLM world, and for everyone listening, you're at some point going to enter a world where embodied AI, intelligence with inside a machine, is going to be there. And that just means we're getting closer to abundance, because you don't have abundance with replacing knowledge workers. You have to actually replace everyone to get to abundance. And we won't go through the whole thing in abundance today, but it gets rid of that whole debt deficit thing too. And that's why, like, when I listen to these conversations, it doesn't matter. So in the report or in the earnings release, they basically said, we're going to have driverless robotaxis in Austin this year. And Polymarket, which has proven to be a really good thing to pay attention to, especially right now for Bitcoin people. It has two things. Number one, it has this now at 99% before the end of the year. So this is, Elon Musk is not trusted in any time frame he gives. And yet the betting market said this is 99%.
So just decided to take a quick look on Polymarket. That seemed like a staggeringly high number. And look at maybe a few moments later, 4 hours and 33 minutes of total sleep last night. I may not quite be at my best, but I'm not seeing anything at all to do with driverless vehicles from Tesla in 2025. Now, important caveat, I may currently be living under a fascist and/or authoritarian regime here in which Polymarket has actually been banned. So it's possible, by the way, I'm not kidding about the Polymarket ban. Can't find it on Google. You'll have to go directly to the website. So it's possible that this is just not showing up. The closest we have, will Tesla launch robotaxis in California in 2025 at 7%. And Tesla launches unsupervised full self-driving by, and it appears the midpoint date here is roughly 30th of June, 2026. 13% of people betting by December 31st, 2025. 51%, 30th of June, 2026. So always worth fact-checking, and that includes fact-checking me. Not sure what went on there, but anyway, back to the pod.
Somebody knows something.
Somebody knows something. This is going to happen. This week, Dwarkesh Patel had an interview release about a week ago when we were doing last week's episode. I got so many things over the weekend about how Andrej Karpathy said AGI is way down the road. The ironic thing is he is the architect, or one of the engineer architects, of the Tesla approach to robotaxis. Mm-hmm. On that, the reason he said AGI would be out longer is because, and I agree with him, to have true AGI, which to me means true abundance, where robots can do everything a human can do. They need to perceive the world, the physical world, and they need to be interact in it. I've said this before. Robotaxis are just humanoids on wheels. It is the first step, and it is the same brain that will go into Optimus. So with that percentage being up there, when they release it and people start to realize that the cost will be 60% lower than an Uber because we don't have a person in it, and the cost of the cameras is cheaper than LiDAR. So that puts pressure on Uber's business. But you know what else it does? Every city in this country has an inflation problem. They have a living expense problem. Even though this is in Texas and people go, the regulations will never allow it to happen in New York. You know what will want it in New York? The people that want to have cheaper rides. And this is the way FOMO will happen with abundance, is even if the regulators are against it. And I mentioned this last night at the dinner. The voters want deflation. The voters want cheaper things. And so the earnings report for Tesla was not about the car stuff. It's about, in my opinion, the ChatGPT moment for embodied intelligence.
Yes, it's never been about the automotive business, at least not for the last, call it 5 or so years. That just needs to happen so they don't go bankrupt on the way to autonomy and now humanoid robots. Nice to hear somebody else observing that the brain of the car can and has been essentially transplanted into the humanoid robots. Few people seem to understand this.
So on New York in particular, I think cost is probably the biggest input by far, like far away. The second thing though is it's safer, both in terms of driver safety. It's also safer for the riders. How many times do you hear a story about some crazy situation happens? There's an argument between the driver, rider. I mean, all that stuff gets resolved. The third thing is that the car actually follows the rules that the city sets, right? So you just go through all these things. It is better. Now, there will be jobs that get displaced, but that has happened throughout society. Now, you say that this is the ChatGPT moment for embodied AI. One of the things that I found most interesting is you can now go to the App Store and you can download the driverless Robotaxi app and sign up for the wait list. I would love to see, give it a week or so, how many people went and did that, because it's not available, right?
So just jumping in here with some context, we don't know exact numbers, but this actually happened a while ago. It wasn't just on the earnings report that this app suddenly appeared. They may have mentioned it, but it launched a little while ago, as in sign up, get on the wait list. After launching, in the next 24, 48, 72-ish hours, give or take, Tesla's Robotaxi waitlist, essentially, app appeared in the top app list in the US App Store. Clearly, very strong interest. Now, to Pop's earlier point, Robotaxis, not only lower cost, but greater safety. And this is the story of disruption. A significantly better and more affordable product equals massive disruption. That's what it takes. That's what Tesla's going to deliver. It is inevitable. A lot of people still cling to the idea of a personally owned vehicle, and I get it. If you're extremely well off financially, you may be one of the last people to let go of a personally owned vehicle. But for the majority of folks out there who can save themselves as a household a few $1,000s a year and free up some physical space, no longer needing a garage to park the car, this is going to be a massive no-brainer.
And it's not getting inserted into an Uber or a Lyft, so it's kind of in the same interface, whatever. They essentially are going to ask people to change behavior and switch from Uber or Lyft to a driverless Robotaxi app, which is an entirely new experience. You got to set up a whole profile. You got to attach your, credit card. Like, they're not going to play the let's go partner. They're going to go and compete head on. And the only way somebody does that is if it really is materially cheaper, it's a better service, it's set right. You cannot get people to switch like that if it's just a Me Too product that is, comparable in price, etc.
As I was just saying, he's absolutely right. It must be significantly better and cheaper. Otherwise, disruption doesn't happen. You'll also note he points out that Tesla ain't partnering with another platform. I still can't believe the number of dumb fucks who urge Tesla, Tesla just partner with Uber. It's so hard to build an app. Uber already has an app, Tesla. Just partner with Uber and you could use their app because you're too retarded to figure out how to make an app yourselves. Because, apps are a lot harder than, for example, like solving autonomy in the real world, mass producing millions of electric vehicles profitably. In fact, building an app's the hardest challenge Tesla's ever taken on. Tesla, don't do it. Tesla, it's too hard. Just partner with Uber. That'll be so much smarter. Now, that said, if this was a very small scale project, Tesla wasn't intending on deploying literally millions of robotaxis in their own network, completely disrupting transportation, there would actually be cases where it would make sense for Tesla to partner with Uber, take advantage of the existing app, e.g. for a Tesla Semi at low volumes, or if Tesla was in the marine business and made a few thousand boats per year. Sure, put them on the Uber boat app, if there is such a thing. Probably not worth the brain power. But Tesla is aiming for millions of cybercabs on roads, plus other Tesla vehicles participating in the fleet. The app will be trivial relative to the problem of autonomy itself. And as Pomp points out, in order to change customer behaviors, to get people to sign up to the app, to use it, the product does need to be extremely compelling, much better, and much more affordable.
It's why Uber has had such a big advantage over Lyft for so long, and Lyft could never steal the market share.
Yep.
Here, they're coming to market with a different product that we think is going to be better, but to me, that's going to be the thing. If you can get people to leave Uber and go over to Tesla, this is going to be exponentially bigger than everyone thinks.
So for everyone who lives in the New York area, everyone knows how much the cost of an Uber and a taxi went up from 2019 to now. Forget how much rents went up and everything else. You know exactly how much it went up, and it was a shock value. I left you at the dinner last night. I took an Uber back to Brooklyn. It's an expensive ride to go across the river, and we were right at the Midtown Tunnel, so it shouldn't have taken any time for me to get over at any cost. The reality is, for people who don't understand how big this is, what would happen with Robotaxi is it would reset that all the way back to 2019 levels immediately. And so for everyone who's like thinking about, inflation, I heard this all day yesterday with the macro world, another thing that I'm like, I've had enough of. All the inflation. I'm like,
government says it's 3%.
Yeah. And again,
inflation says 2.3.
Whether it's 3.3, 2.8, everyone was wrong on inflation from tariffs. Everyone was wrong on growth from tariffs. Everyone. It is insane to still be doing this stuff.
I told y'all. I told you.
You did.
Go ahead.
Did.
Go ahead.
You got that one. You got that one right.
9 months. Go ahead.
It is slightly higher so people can have their thing. But the reason this gets important is if you start rolling stuff back and you start bringing out embodied intelligence, starting with this, it's going to be rolled out to trucks. All of a sudden, the shipping costs are going to start to come down. It is very difficult to then look and go, well, how long will it take for Optimus? Well, there's a shareholder meeting for Tesla coming up on November 6th, and on the front page is an Optimus. He also said in there, we will be unveiling Optimus in Q1 of next year. All that really matters is the Robotaxi brain is the Optimus brain, and that's what people have to understand.
On this point, he's absolutely correct, and still, this is not widely appreciated. Tesla has a huge advantage here. I've said it going back a number of years. Since Optimus was first announced, the first thing I said on the first video, holy fuck, bro, they could effectively transplant FSD, the brain of the car, into Optimus and have a massive head start. But it's not just that. Any other company working on humanoid robots doesn't have that same advantage. They haven't essentially solved vision via a fleet of millions of vehicles over many years, the better part of a decade. So how do they collect the data and solve vision? There's a big difference between being 90% of the way there, 95%, 99% of the way there, where many of the humanoid robot startups will be at already, and 99.999999999999% of the way there, where Tesla is, thanks to FSD.
Whole thing with Waymo, I was talking to someone about this week, and they're like, well, what's the difference between the two? I'm like, can you spot a Waymo on the road with the gigantic thing on top that...
This is an interesting point. I mean, let's just be real. A Waymo is basically a rolling virgin on wheels. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I fucking mean. Smooth? No. Sleek? No. It's the polar opposite. And the only reason they look like they look, massive fucking skill issue. Do you think Waymo wants their vehicles to look like the automotive equivalent of a Reddit moderator? Of course not. But they don't have the skills to produce a sleek, elegant, beautiful autonomous vehicle. And if Tesla wasn't doing so, you might be able to give them a pass. But Tesla set the standard. They raised the bar. Again, massive skill issue. Well, when even the Bitcoin maxis are bullish on Tesla Robotaxis, Optimus, and not just bullish, but bullish to the point of expecting a massive disruption, abundance for all, and then suggesting you should probably own some Bitcoin as a result, you know Tesla might be onto something. While on the subject of Bitcoin, a quick brief detour for those of you who haven't watched literally every video I've ever posted. I often get asked, do you own Bitcoin? Why don't you own Bitcoin? Are you really all in on Tesla? Just to get everyone caught up who isn't already aware, back in 2013 and 14, I was actually buying Bitcoin. I allocated 15% of my net worth. My expectation was it probably either goes to zero or $1 million. Not a great deal of in between there. And if it was up to me, I'd still own loads of Bitcoin. But if you want to see the full story, just search Solving the Money Problem, how I lost 141 Bitcoin. But I was done buying by 2014. Soon after, started loading up on Tesla stock. No regrets. Also nice to hear somebody describing that, which I've been discussing and pointing out since Optimus was first announced, which is Tesla already built the brain in their vehicles. There's a huge advantage, and I'm not sure how any companies trying to produce equally useful, equally generalized humanoid robots are going to have a hope in hell without Tesla's massive, pun intended, head start. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.